The court is now in session. Judge, this case of Vanderbilt.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Ms. Vanderbilt,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, my son, he's 6 years old, and Damien, I'm actually bringing him to court because he hasn't paid child support in the last 3 years.
Okay.
And our son is 6, like I was saying.
Okay. Is that it? Does the child live with you?
He lives with me, and so I have...
Scene sets the tone for the courtroom drama that unfolds. The judge calls the court to order with a firm, yet calm demeanor. This type of formal setting is common in child support hearings, where personal matters of family law are addressed with a sense of gravity. We are introduced to Miss Vanderbilt, the woman bringing the case before the court, and the dispute centers around child support.
Does the child live with you?
He lives with me, and so I haven't had any kind of help. And whenever I call him to come get his son, he says he's going to come, but he doesn't show up. And so I'm here to get money for
Okay.
to help take care of our son.
Okay, where is this Damien?
No.
No, ma'am.
Who are you?
I'm his wife.
Okay, that's great. But why are you here?
Because he's out there building the bridge of Gibraltar. He's an engineer.
Right, but this is his child, right?
Yes.
So this has nothing to do with you. So I'm confused as to why you're present today.
Oh, just to handle the current situation.
Oh, okay.
The judge now turns to the plaintiff, Miss Vanderbilt, inviting her to explain the situation. This moment marks the beginning of the conflict that will unfold in the courtroom. Miss Vanderbilt is clearly here with a sense of urgency, seeking justice for her son.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be cute. You're going to help him just right. All right. So he's building what now?
The bridge of Gibraltar over in Italy.
Oh. How much is he making for building this bridge?
I think easily like 80,000 just for that.
80,000 just for that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very important.
Oh, very important, right. Okay, according to what you submitted on his behalf, he makes about $104,000.
Miss Vanderbilt reveals the heart of the issue. Her son is 6 years old and she's had no financial support from the father in the past 3 years. This is an emotionally charged moment. As a parent, seeking child support should not have to be a prolonged battle, yet for many it is. The pain is evident in her voice as she navigates a complex legal system, seeking both financial and emotional justice for her child.
Sounds about right.
It sounds about right. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's a
thank you,
nice ring you
child.
have on.
Oh, thank you.
Is that new? He just bought that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Interesting. Okay. Anything, do you all have any kids or anything?
Yes, we have 2 kids.
Two
together.
kids, okay.
Cheated on me with her.
Excuse me?
I was saying he cheated on me with her.
Are you mad? Are you little mad or big mad?
I think I'm big mad.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Well,
because I like.
you know what? You're going to have to get over it because this is not a therapy court, okay?
Right. Okay.
You're going to have to get over it.
The judge begins to probe deeper into the circumstances, asking key questions. This is a common tactic in courtrooms to establish the facts clearly. By confirming that the child lives with Miss Vanderbilt, the judge establishes that the child's primary caretaker has not been receiving support from the father, a crucial factor in the case.
And I don't need you taunting her, okay? That's not cute. Ma'am, all this attitude, you know, you guys really need to try to be friends and get along. Well, you don't necessarily have to be friends. You should try to get along, considering that this is your child with her husband, and that is your stepchild.
I guess so.
You guess. No, that's what it is. So you two need to start trying to get along, and you need to get over yourself and stop being...
Miss Vanderbilt further explains that she has not received any assistance in raising her son. She calls Damien, the father, to spend time with their son, but he fails to show up. Her frustration is palpable. Her words carry the weight of unmet promises and unfulfilled responsibilities. It's a situation that many parents can relate to, feeling as though they are alone in their efforts to provide for their children.
Based on what he makes that you provided to the court, he's going to be paying child support. Did you know that by you showing up today and telling me how much he makes that he would have to pay?
That doesn't make any sense. How like, why? Like, he's already paying for me and my kids.
Oh.
And she should have been a better wife.
Oh.
I mean, I was
Excuse
giving
me?
him what she
How do you
couldn't.
know what type of wife that she was?
Miss Vanderbilt further explains that she has not received any assistance in raising her son. She calls Damien, the father, to spend time with their son, but he fails to show up. Her frustration is palpable. Her words carry the weight of unmet promises and unfulfilled responsibilities. It's a situation that many parents can relate to, feeling as though they are alone in their efforts to provide for their children.
Well,
Yes, she was
but-
when I wasn't there
What, you know,
in my
you know
bed
what?
and stuff.
The fact that
Nasty.
you think that is even funny is not attractive at all. So, ma'am, he was served to be here today. He failed to show up. And unfortunately, he's going to have to be in default, which means that I can honor her request to make him pay child support. Please, don't look confused. It kills me when you come on here and you show up for him.
The next key moment arises as another individual, a woman, speaks up. It is revealed that she is Damien's wife, not the mother of the child. This moment introduces another layer to the case. She explains that Damien is currently out of the country working, which complicates matters further.
Which means that I can honor her request to make him pay child support. Please, don't look confused. It kills me when you come on here and you show up for him. But you want to show up in his place and then look confused when he's ordered to pay child support based on what you submitted to the court. So, based on that $104,000, I have his gross at $8,666.67.
This reveal changes the dynamics in the courtroom. It seems that Miss Vanderbilt's conflict is not only with her ex-partner, but also now with his wife, who, despite not being the child's mother, seems involved in the child support case. This dynamic sets the stage for additional tensions.
Person had to make sure you relay that message to him when he finished building this so important bridge, okay? Okay, I have child support with the reimbursement for health insurance at the $150. I have that set at $1,112.53.
Wait, Judge.
Wait, you're looking real confused. What is it?
No, okay, so anytime she asks for money, he sends it. And I've seen him do it. And anytime he calls to come see his child with her.
The judge is rightfully confused. The wife of the father has no direct claim in the matter of child support, yet she is present, suggesting that she is acting on behalf of her husband. This raises questions about the role of third parties in such proceedings, particularly in matters concerning financial responsibility for a child.
She never picks up. He's like, where is he? Never hear from her. Like, he really does try.
That's the problem.
And
I should have to call him.
Excuse me. You will not do that. You will not address her. You will address me.
Yes, ma'am.
So anything that he has given her directly is considered a gift. He doesn't get credit for that.
He needs to.
Well, he needed to be here as well, didn't he? But he thought the bridge building was more important.
Well, yeah, he has to support me and my family as well.
Right, but
The wife provides some context, stating that Damien is an engineer working abroad on significant projects, including building bridges in Gibraltar. This detail introduces an interesting element: Damien's professional success. Despite his substantial earnings, he seems absent in terms of his responsibilities as a father. The judge points out the obvious. The financial support of the child is ultimately the father's responsibility, not his wife's. This comment highlights a common legal
I
expectation.
want to learn how to blend a family, okay?
Oh, I know how to blend.
Oh, you know what? Is there anything further?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you all are dismissed.
The wife's response is brief, and it doesn't really clear up the confusion. She's here, but it's unclear whether her presence will have any bearing on the legal proceedings. The judge asks more detailed questions about the husband's income, digging into how much Damien is making from these projects. This is a critical point in child support cases, where the financial situation of the parent can affect the support amount the court orders. The wife confirms that Damien makes $80,000 for his bridge building work. The judge is clearly skeptical of how important this project is in the context of his financial responsibilities to his child. This moment reveals an essential financial detail. The court now has a clearer picture of Damien's income, which will influence the child support amount. The wife, acting on her husband's behalf, has provided this financial information, but there's a sense of growing tension as the process unfolds. The judge makes a passing comment about the wife's ring, perhaps a subtle acknowledgement of her financial situation. This could be seen as a moment of lightness in an otherwise tense and serious environment. However, it also draws attention to the disparity between the wife's apparent wealth and the child's lack of support. The judge probes further, asking whether the wife and Damien have children together. This could provide context as to why the wife is so involved, or perhaps reveal a more complicated family dynamic. This is a turning point in the conversation. Miss Vanderbilt's emotional pain is laid bare as she reveals that Damien cheated on her with the woman in the courtroom. This revelation adds an emotional layer to the case, showing that there are underlying personal issues at play, further complicating an already delicate situation. The exchange becomes heated. The courtroom tension rises as both women confront each other. However, the judge quickly intervenes, emphasizing that this is not the place for personal grievances, urging them to focus on the child and child support. The judge steps in firmly, reminding everyone that the courtroom is not a space for personal vendettas or emotional outbursts. The judge's tone is sharp as they encourage both women to let go of their animosities and focus on the matter at hand: child support. The judge makes a pointed remark, urging both women to find common ground, if not for themselves, then for the child. This is crucial advice. While the two women may never be friends, they must find a way to get along for the sake of the child they share a connection with. The judge now lays out the facts. By showing up and revealing Damien's income, Miss Vanderbilt has essentially sealed the decision that Damien will be responsible for child support payments. The court has the financial data it needs to move forward. The wife responds defensively, dismissing the issue by focusing on her perception of the situation. She blames Miss Vanderbilt for the failed marriage, but this is a classic case of deflection. The truth remains: child support is about the child's needs, not the adult's emotions or failures. The judge lays down the verdict. Damien is in default because he failed to appear in court. This is a serious matter, and the court can now order him to pay child support as requested by Miss Vanderbilt. The judge breaks down the numbers, calculating Damien's gross and net income. This is the moment when the financial burden is made clear, as the judge details the child support amount that Damien will be responsible for paying. The judge asks about health insurance payments, which are also factored into the child support equation. The wife reveals that she pays $150 for Damien's health insurance, which will also be included in the child support calculation. The judge issues a final ruling, ensuring that Damien will be responsible for both child support and the reimbursement of health insurance costs. The wife is tasked with relaying this message to Damien once his bridge project is completed. The final child support amount is set, including the reimbursement for health insurance. The wife is now left with the responsibility of conveying this message to Damien. The ruling is clear, and the case is coming to a close. The wife, seemingly confused by the proceedings, tries to argue once again, but the judge remains firm. At this point, the court has made its decision, and the wife is left to accept the outcome despite her protests. The judge explains that any money given directly to Miss Vanderbilt outside of the court-ordered child support is considered a gift, not a legal payment. This is a vital clarification for anyone involved in child support disputes. The wife attempts to explain Damien's absence by citing his important work abroad. However, the judge reminds her that while his job may be important, so too is his responsibility to his child. The tension rises as the wife justifies Damien's absence, but the judge cuts to the heart of the matter. Damien's child is just as much his family, and that responsibility cannot be neglected. The judge concludes with an important message for both women. They must find a way to coexist for the sake of the child. Blending a family may be difficult, but it's necessary for the child's well-being. The judge wraps up the hearing, signaling the end of the legal proceedings for the day. Both women are dismissed, and the case has reached its resolution, albeit with much tension still lingering. Vonda walks viewers through the court case they just watched. This segment is key for those interested. Vonda highlights an essential point. The person summoned to court must appear. If they don't, they risk defaulting, just as Damien did in this case. Vonda encourages viewers to engage with the show by commenting and subscribing. The case we've just witnessed may be relatable to many, and sharing stories can help others facing similar issues. Vonda ends on a hopeful note, inviting viewers to share their experiences, with the possibility of seeing their story reflected in future episodes. It's a call to action for audience engagement. The episode closes with music and applause signaling the end of the show. This is where the curtain falls on today's courtroom drama, but the legal lessons will resonate with viewers long after the credits roll.